Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, and today we're back with another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. And today we are back on the Boeing 247D by Wing42. We're going to be doing a full flight. It's going to be a relatively short flight, but I kind of want to show how you can plan your flights using a little nav map and fly fully VFR. This is the Lufthansa skin. And this beautiful aircraft is the Boeing 247D by Wing42. Really nice aircraft. I do have a couple of videos on this, which I will be leaving as cards here and a little bit later. Just check the top right corner. This right here is we're changing the oil. It was a little bit low. And the route I chose using Neofly. So we are going to be using Neofly. And this is Neofly. This is the route we're going to be taking. And what I really want to go over is we don't really have a GPS. We can use the VFR map in-game, but let's imagine we don't have that. We actually have to fly it ourselves. So this is little nav map. We're going to select a departure and a destination. What you can do then is you can add points, either airways if you're flying a modern jet, at least modern by this standard, or if you're planning a fully VFR flight, you can just click this and you can drag this around. If you don't like one waypoint, delete. The delete key, really. Just use the delete key. You can select your altitude. If we go straight to the destination, we are gonna fly into some mountains. We can either fly above the mountains, which would be nice if it was a longer flight, or we can fly around it. It's gonna be a very short flight, so what I would do and what I will do is I will fly around it. So click on this and drag around. Very easy. One thing you can do is you can check the heading you're going to be taking. So this is where we're at. We're going to go this way for this waypoint, and we're going to go this way for this waypoint. As you can see here, 5 nautical miles of a heading of 329. This is 4.5 nautical miles with a heading of 22. And you can use this like this, not this. This heading is 5.3, so 5-ish. But something way easier is you can use the terrain. So we have a big mountain. It's very hard to miss a mountain. It's right to this side. So what you can do is you can take off on this direction. This is the direction of the runway. We have a river here. We're gonna go on a heading of 5-ish. And then we're gonna see a mountain to our left. We're gonna fly around the mountain. And around the mountain, we're gonna move over to 330-ish. And we're gonna keep flying. Now, we have a mountain, we have a smaller mountain. What do we have here? Here we have the airport. The airport is right by a road, highway, but we also have a river. This blue thing here, that's a river. So we can use those landmarks as guidance. We have this weird shape in the river. We can just use this. The airport is right on the other side of this. Very straightforward. Right here we can check a little bit about the airport. So this is the departure airport. Please scroll down, there we go. We have the nearest weather. Grass runway, I can see that. It also says like prefers runway 8, so that really helps. And this one, runway 10. So this is the runway 10, this is the runway 28. This is such a nice piece of software. Here you have the parking spots. So yeah, we're gonna be taking off using runway 8, and we're gonna be landing on runway 10. Very straightforward. I didn't mention I'm gonna be using Neofly. And we're gonna have 6 passengers, and the total payload, including cargo and passengers, should be around 1,400 pounds. There we go. And as someone did mention on one of my videos, the toilet paper is the right way. Yes, you were correct. So let's load this up. And clipboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 passengers, and here you can see your weight. Here we have pounds. So passengers a little bit under 900. We need 1,400, so let's start adding all the baggage. If I remember correctly, for each baggage you have here, you need 2 here, I think. So 2 and then 4. So that's going to be 850 plus 330, not quite there yet. 850 with 660, I think we're good there. We're going to be a little bit overweight, but that's fine, really. That's fine. Make it so, and then you have to wait a little bit while this loads. All your passengers, all your cargo. And if you go outside, you can actually see the plane being loaded. And this is such a nice touch. Is this it? Yeah. And then it's gonna close the nose compartment. So what are we doing now? Are we getting some passengers? I don't think we can actually see the passengers. Can we see the suitcases? I do see we have suitcases there. Did they go back there or here? That's a good question. And I'm not too sure, actually. Lufthansa. Ideally, we would be... Oh, there we go, suitcase. Ideally, we would be doing all the checks right now. But I kind of want to show the loading process. Like, it actually loads all the stuff here. There we go. And you're going to close us in here like that. Are you really going to leave me here, locked in? Can we... Nope. Looks like this is it. Okay, so it looks like we have wheel chocks coming off. So, wind up flywheel. Okay, everything is looking good so far. Let's open the left fuel tank, and let's go on both. Battery coming on. We're gonna go full prop and full mixture. And let's let Neofly know we actually wanna start flying.
Transporter from dispatch. It's a
This is what it looks like.
waiting for you. The boarding will start as soon as you are
So current payload 2165. We're a little bit over, but that's fine. And we are ready. Oh, we need a parking brake.
Transporter form dispatch. Boarding passenger. Please stand by.
I find that the extra sounds they really add to the experience. They really do. Nav lights. So you are closed and you are open. The gyro is set.
Transporter, boarding is complete. You can start your flight.
And the... I have such a hard time actually reading this. I'm just gonna use the B key, so you can set this for me. Is Neofly ready? It is. So I did show, like, you can use the landmarks to fly. That's what we're gonna be doing. I'm just happy we're not going to a grass airport. Like, I have a very hard time finding grass runways. Like, very hard time. Keep this above 5 or around 5. After the mesh flywheel button lights up, I like to wait a little bit. Sometimes when you click mesh as soon as it comes up, it doesn't really quite work, so I just wait a little bit. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm gonna close you. We're not gonna be using you anymore. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and flywheel. Keep it around 5 as well. And just like the other one, you wait a little bit. There we go, we have 2 good engine starts. Final check before we do anything. Fuses looking good for the radio. Turning the key. And this key, they actually implemented a working key, so you actually have to turn the key if you want to open this, at least if you lock it. You can always leave this open. I like to lock this. I feel like in real life I would lock this, so it's gonna be locked. This thing right here is the radio. If you're looking for the radio, this is the radio. And if you don't know the frequency, so 122,900. It's a very old radio, so 122,9. You have the volume here. This is how you change the decimal. This is how you change the upper area. And as far as I know, you do have to turn the radio on as well. So let's open the ATC menu and 1219. It's 1229. 1229. And let's imagine announce taxi.
Lima India X-ray Quebec traffic Peanuts 1234 Heavy is taxiing to runway 8.
If we turn this off, it stops working. Turn this on. And yeah, it's very straightforward.
Lima India X-ray Quebec traffic Peanuts 1234 Heavy taking off runway 8 departing straight out.
We're not going to be using the ATC though, and this here is for radio navigation. Yeah. This here switches you between continuous wave, so you can go between AM radio and the radio navigation radio. We did give this a little bit of time to heat up, and it did. So let's open up the carb. Let's close the carb, I think. Yeah, this should close the carb. Or open it. It's late. I'm sleepy. My mind is not working as well as it should. Fuel. Okay, we do have fuel. Everything is looking pretty good, actually. I'm gonna be turning you on since we're gonna be taxiing into the runway. Parking brake is coming off. I do have one complaint. About this aircraft. I think the ground handling could do with quite a good amount of improvements. Like, I'm not a fan of the ground handling at all. Okay, you're all looking good, and the pressure is good. I don't really fly using the oil temperature, I fly using the oil pressure. So, oil pressure is too high, your temperature is too low. Oil pressure is too low, your oil temperature is too high. If you just pay attention here, you're not gonna have any issues. So, it's too hot, you open these two up. It's too low, you kind of have to try and get it hotter somehow. But yeah. We should have enough runway, so let's slowly add throttle. There we go. Since we have quite a bit of runway, I'm not going to be getting into the red zone. Okay, 80 and rotate. Slowly but surely we are rotating.
Good flight.
I'm gonna be turning off the landing lights so we can retract the landing gear and gear up. As you can see, fully VFR, we have a big mountain there, very hard to miss. Okay, so manifold, pulling it back just a little bit. And the prop. So let's look down, and I'm gonna be using my keyboard for this. There we go. $2,000-ish, around 2,000. There we go. Temperature is rising. So I'm gonna open this up just a little bit, just a tiny bit. And the reason I do this is being gentle allows me not to touch that too often. Carb doing good. Getting the throttle back just a little bit more, and so far so good. Radio coming off. No one needs a radio. If you want to learn how to fly this, I do have another video on radio navigation, which you use this thing right here. But I find that being able to fly fully VFR is a very important skill as well. It looks like the engine isn't doing too happy. Oh, yeah, it's not too happy. But the temperature is pretty much okay. The manifold is okay as well. turning on the AC. That was the AC in the old days. Okay, now let's start trimming this. I do like that it's not too hard to trim this aircraft. Pressure is okay. Temperature as well. Manifold 28, 2000. We're going around the mountain. And bring up little nav map, the river that I did mention. There's a river here. And it's a weird shaped river. Airport, on the other side of the river, there's a mountain, a river, this, so big mountain, small mountain, river with a weird shape like a hat. So the small mountain has a hat. That's a good way to remember this. I think it's this river actually, but yeah. So mountain, big mountain. I think that's the small mountain, and this might be the airport. Pressure still looking good, as well as the temperature. If you're flying in an area with a really good scenery, you can also follow all the roads if you're familiar with the area. And so it looks like the river. Okay, hold on. It looks like the river is this going this way. So the hat. It's either here or here. I think I see it actually. Is that a runway? Nose down. That's a runway. Very faintly, that's a runway. So we're gonna be getting into a circuit. I'm gonna be flying over the runway. Flying over the runway, and then I'm gonna do this, this, and come into land. Yeah. That's a tiny runway. I actually thought this was the airport. And just to show that the radio does work, what's the frequency? That's the one, isn't it? So 1225. Do we have a quick view for this? Yes, we do. I actually should keep you open. 1225. So 1225. There we go. And position.
Lima, India, Quebec, Lima, traffic peanuts, 1234 heavy, 1 miles northwest, 1,800 feet inbound to land, runway 10.
If you want to use the in-game ATC, that's all you have to do. You get the frequencies and you adjust. You get the frequencies into the radio, and yeah. So, oil looking good, kinda, but we're gonna have to close this. Okay, that's the runway. Dropping the landing gear. And going full prop. The landing gear gives you a lot of drag. Are you in the neutral position? Yes, you are. Okay. I'm gonna switch you over even though I shouldn't. When you're coming into land, you keep on the same fuel tank you were using. Just in case there is like a malfunction somewhere, this is not a phase of the flight. You want to lose an engine. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be completely fine. From here we can see small runway, small mountain, big mountain, and a river forming a hat. Oil is rising, the pressure. I'm pretty sure the folks over on those buildings, they're not too happy right now.
Transporter, almost done. Go to the parking.
We can brake here. We can most definitely use the brakes. I do wonder though, did we lose the sensitive cargo? On Neofly, if you land above 200 feet and you have sensitive cargo in your cargo, you kind of lose it. If it's like a cargo you bought yourself, it actually breaks, you actually lose it. And if it's a mission, you just fail the mission. Okay, so where do we go? Anywhere, everywhere. Is there a worker there? Nah. I guess we can stop here.
Transporter, disembarking of passengers can begin.
And on Neofly? 138, so yeah, we greased it. So this is what we flew. Even though I opened up Little Nav Map to show what we were doing, I didn't really use it to locate myself. I knew where I was since I had just looked at a map. And being able to do this, like fly fully VFR, is a really good skill to have.
Transporter, all the passengers have disembarked. Good job. See you soon.
Nice. So we made some money. 5,700. That's good money. Realism. Oh, I forgot the landing lights. Oof. Big brain. So payment for a mission, 12,000. No. 1200. 1400, 1600, yeah. Beacon or strobe off. Taxi speed. Ooh, I think the taxi speed is because we don't have a taxi light. Ooh. Big oof. So let's take a look here. Do we have anything? Everything is looking good. Carb heat, we can open this. We're gonna be shutting this baby off. And what I do when I end a flight, I fully shut this down. Like, every switch goes off. And since this aircraft saves your switches, there's like a bug right now where some switches are not being saved properly. So you turn it off, but I mean, you leave it on. But when you go back to the aircraft, it looks like it's on, but the game thinks it's off. So you yourself will look at the switch, you're gonna say, it's on, it's not. So turn everything off. That's what I do. That's what I always tend to do. I like doing this. I think it's a little bit more realistic. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And it also lets me know you guys enjoy the content. And wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, fly safe. Bye bye.